Welcome back. This is Frost Gaming 25, and today we're going to do a little bit of a different video. In the past, I've mentioned that I was doing a loot rework. Well, today in this episode, I thought we would dive in and actually show kind of what I'm doing, and also how I'm doing this rework. So, as you'll see on the screen, I have my code that I've been working on, and this is taking the base game that has existed, and I'm replacing every single aspect. So a lot of these things have been changed and altered in a way to set up for the new loot rework. So I've made all new groups that will contain all the loot. I've switched everything over to use a new rarity system. Before they had a different one. It's a little bit different. There's the different numbers that go into the probabilities of things happening and other things like that. So I went ahead and I am showing exactly where, so far, these are all subject to change, but where I'm going with the direction of how the loot rework system is made. So this is about if we go all the way down here to the bottom, it's about 5,300 lines of code, which is less than what the loot rework is, or the loot system is on the normal game. But I was able to condense, I think, a lot of the code and clean it up. But there are some things that obviously will have to be accounted for and adjusted in order to make a proper balance here. So let's jump into it and just take a look at as to what all of this code actually is doing in the game. So in this, we'll probably encounter some bugs where it'll say that something isn't working right and we need to I need to restart the game, but we'll go ahead and just launch it and see. It will give us 2 errors, but I'll skip over that, or well, skip over it. But the code will be on the screen over everything else while we're letting the game load. So we can just quickly look. You got all your books. I have sorted every single book under its own category, and you can see all the different loot for each individual set. It looks like we did run into an error on the loot rework, so that's fine. I can go ahead and correct that. We'll show that on stream as well, but once we get into the game, I'll go back to where the error is and we'll kind of correct it, and then we'll go back and give it another try. So for my testing, I've been on a different world. I've been on a base. Let's just show here. So I'm on a world that I specifically made where there's no zombies spawning or anything. I'm just trying to test the loot and going around and looting things and seeing what breaks. So as you can see here, the loot system did break. It says resource gas can not found. We'll have to go find resource gas can, or yeah, see what it's called in the game. So we just check that. It's ammo, not resource. So let's just go ahead and I'm gonna open this back up, and we're looking up resource gas can. Okay, so right here I have it set for resource gas can. It's ammo. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. Hopefully you guys are, otherwise I might have to increase the quality of it. But ammo, gas can, we'll just go ahead and save that over. Make sure there's no other instance of resource gas. Perfect. And then we go ahead and reload it. So this has kind of been the process where I'll do trial and error kind of thing, where I'm opening the game, loading it up, seeing if it causes any bugs, because there's no better bug finder than actually running the game. So since we are talking about resource gas cans, we can actually go now find a gas pump, which I conveniently think I know where one is. So we go into debug mode. Let me minimize that. Now we're in the world. We're gonna go into God mode. So don't be surprised. We're gonna be in God mode a lot in this because this is what we're doing is testing. So we need to find a town. We'll look for something that has a gas pump. Or is it can or gas pump? Let me see. One of these might have. Okay, perfect. Okay, there you go. So we got 16 gas from that one. I don't know if there's any other ones. No. Okay, we'll have to find another set in order to show. I don't know if these are affected. Rusty barrels said no. The rusty barrels are not affected. This roll right here, what you're seeing on the screen, is actually a rare drop table. I've implemented a rare drop table, which is a definite work in progress still, but I want to give chances for things to happen that are unexpected. A lot of the loot system in the 7 Days to Die base game, it's kind of predictable, and you can expect to get certain things from certain items. So when you go look into a car or something for this case, we'll just get a lockpick. Let me get some lockpicks here. Oh, let me also do this. Oh, and that's under intelligence now. I forgot. Oh, that really didn't affect it too much. But anyway, we'll let this go. And you'll notice that we have a... Oh, there we go. So whenever I loot this, there's a set of loot that will go into it. Okay, in this case, I got a bunch of parts. Pretty useful in some cases, depending on if you're needing baton or rifle or handgun parts, but that was just one of the loots. So let's just do the same thing. It's the same vehicle. We'll break into this one. Try it again, see if I get a different set of loot. I mean, I might get the same loot, but it also could be a different loot. I can also show the code of what the police actually give. Police cars actually give, so let's just wait and see. Okay, this time I got a skull cap. Nothing too crazy. This is probably from the rare drop table if I had to guess, but each roll is going to be different, so you don't really know what you're going to get until you've loaded it. But let's go back to looking for the gas cans. So not everything has been programmed in yet. I'm still working on the final touches and, well, a lot of the touches. Just to make sure that everything has been accounted for. So in this case, this car gave me 5 water, which is pretty useful. Something you don't find very often, especially clean like that. So the drop table has been accounted for. In here, we got 5 pieces of paper, nothing too crazy. It's kind of what you would expect in the normal game, but you would also have a chance at a rare drop table, which is nice. So this is clay soil. It's what you would expect from trash. I mean, it's pretty useful though. Clay soil is, you'd have to dig for that otherwise. We can quickly just check these as well. Got some crushed sand. Got some dog food, and you got even some scrapping books, which 4 of them, so that means you rolled on the rare drop table. Because the only way that you can roll 4 of a skilling magazine is by rolling on the rare drop table. So I thought I'd do something a little different. Oh, I once again rolled on the rare drop table. So that's pretty nice. But there's still, a lot of these things are still a work in progress. In this case, I just got a steel spear. It's only because the steel spear only rolls if you're above a certain loot level, and as you can see, I'm on 560, so my loot level is very high. And so you won't typically see any steel items until a certain loot level, and same with the iron items. So everything's kind of been accounted for the most part, but we can continue and kind of look. So we loot this. I got a covert cats. This is something that I felt was missed on the game on 7 days. They have all these items, these candies, and they all do pretty cool things. However, the only way to actually get them is to go and buy them from vending machines, specifically from vending machines. They're not lootable, nothing like that. So, in this case, I thought in some areas it would be nice to see candies popping up that would be lootable from other areas. It still would be rare. It's not like you'd see them every single day, but they'd be possible. So in this case, that car gave us the covert cats, which gives us sneak damage, and it lasts for 6 minutes, and it gives you 5 food. It's just to kind of bring in the fact that maybe it'd be more worth using these things. So let's check out this metal desk, see what we get. We got 2 Forged Ahead books. Not too bad. It's a normal. That's a somewhat normal roll for that desk specifically. Let's see here. Let's loot the cupboard. Oh, 2 murky water. Perfect. Something you don't see too often in 7 days. Especially in my playthrough that I was doing. Oh, nothing in the coffee maker. That one hasn't been programmed yet. I can look up here. Let's see here. Coffee. Okay, so let me bring up on the screen here. So, if you can see right here, the coffee maker. The coffee maker right here on screen has nothing in the loot table. So currently, it doesn't matter how many times I loot it, it doesn't have anything applied to it. But I am working on implementing as many of the things as I can. And if we go back over here, we've done up to the toilet. So if we go to a toilet now, try to find a toilet, I have that accounted for. So let's go check out and see. Let me go into God mode because I can get rid of the heat. Okay, perfect. Commercial toilet. 50 paper. So that's I think that's... Huh. I think I rolled a rare drop. I think in the rare drop table, it's able to roll 50 paper. Normally, it's 3 to 15 paper, but unless if I have my loot multiplier up, which I don't think I do. But once again, here's a bathtub. It rolled the rare drop table. This Nerd Tats is part of the rare drop table, or any of the candies for that matter are on the rare drop table. But in this case, I also rolled oil, which is oddly enough, I think on the rare drop table as well. But normally they'd give bones or other things. There's obviously going to be some number changes that will happen in order to finish it. But it's cool to know. I also added this to small ammo piles. There's a chance that you roll the rare drop table for that. And in this case, I got flaming arrows. This is something you do not see in the vanilla game at all. No special ammo, like, at all, is rollable. So I went ahead and I made all the arrows possible to be rolled as a loot because they had bullets rolling as loot, so why not have arrows as well? So I went ahead and do that. Okay, in this case we found some farming books, very cool. And the coffee maker's not done, we're not going to bother looting it. So we got shock and chug, AP slugs from this cupboard, which is pretty cool. That would be a cool loot to find, but this is what you can expect more often from cupboards. I just happen to be getting lucky in some of these cases. See, a sewing kit. So you can expect a variety of different things from cupboards. We got another murky water. That's cool. Wood. Got some wood and some brass. All these things are something you can expect. There we go. That's what you'd expect to see from the bathtub. So I got lucky on the last bathtub and I got 2 rare drop tables, which was the oil and the Nerd Tats. But this time I got rotting flesh and bones. So nothing too crazy. It's what you would expect a little bit more from the loot. So the wooden crates are not done. None of the endgame loots are done, so there's no point in looting it. It's not going to give me anything, except for a rare drop table roll. So I'm just going to skip over that. but maybe another time we'll come back to it. I don't remember if I finished this one yet. I don't think I have. Oh, okay, so I didn't finish it, and it is only rolling the rare drop table. Yeah, so it's only going to roll the rare drop table right now. Okay, in this case, the sink has some rotting flesh. Okay. It's kind of expected. This is rolling the rare drop table, so we just got a pretty rare drop. Granted that there is no another 50 paper, so I'm just rolling the rare drop table right now. Okay, so cowboy hat. Yep, once again rare drop table. This is a possibility. It will happen, and that's a fairly common roll on the rare drop table. Once again, rare drop table. So it looks like the rare drop table is popping up a lot, which it could be just because there's not enough rolls possibilities. The more roll possibilities there are, the less chance of seeing a rare drop table roll. In this gas grill, we got a piece of meat, which is kind of cool. Let's see, a piece of paper from the mailbox, kind of what you'd expect. Either that or a magazine. Trash. Loot is clay soil and lead. Cool. Let's go ahead and empty our inventory. But this is kind of just... I hope this is kind of just showing a little bit of what is actually going on behind the scenes. I've talked about it in the past of what I'm doing, of doing a loot rework, but I've never really shown it off or even done any sort of... We got glass there. Or done any sort of like a review of it. So you guys really weren't sure what I was talking about the entire time. In this, we got crushed sand, so this would have been, technically speaking, a rare drop table roll. But it's a bad rare drop table roll, if that makes sense. There are bad rare drop table rolls, which are in the rare section, and as you get rarer, they get much better. Okay, we got a book, a skilling book for cooking, which is nice. Got some paper, nothing too crazy. Got some water. Got a rare drop table roll for magazines, kind of cool. Still don't have anything for that. Let's search this. Oh, see, we got lucky and we got some crossbow bolt steel ammo. And we got some chicken. So this is kind of what I've been doing in the over the last few weeks. I've been working on this. In this case, we got a skull cap. This is another. I think it's a rare drop table roll. Let's take a look real quick. So if we go to the cart, not shopping cart. I think it would be. What is it called? I thought it was under janitor. What was it called? Let's see here. Oh, it's called the utility cart. That's what it is. Utility. Yeah, utility cart. So you can see the utility cart only can roll in the rare drop table and parts. So that one's not done yet. It doesn't have all the rolls that it's possible. So in that case, we must have gotten a rare drop table skull cap, which is pretty common in the rare drop table. Let me go back to the other view here. Okay, let's take a look at the cupboard. Okay, we got some chicken soup. That's pretty nice. Oh, we got a sniper book. Cool, cool. Some iron. Not too bad. I mean, that's to be expected from junk. Sports bag. Some dukes. Cool, very cool. Nothing wrong with having some dukes. So that's kind of the gist. I can't make this video probably too long, but we can go on for a couple more minutes and take a look at maybe one of my other drop tables. Let's take a look here. Which one? Let's see if we can find a gun safe. Or let me see if I have the medical one done yet. I don't. Okay, so the pill case isn't done yet. Okay, so we're gonna look for either a pill case, or not a pill case, but a cardboard box, or we're gonna look for a gun safe or a regular small safe, because those are done for sure. So let's go see if we can't find any of the safes. Oh my god, a lot of blood. There's another toilet. Let's look at the toilet anyway. Wow, so that's a rare drop roll. That's a heck of a roll to find in a toilet, but it's possible now, which is kind of cool. Wow, we got two back-to-back pretty solid rolls. That's not bad at all. Jeez, 3 rolls. Holy crap. That must be lucky. Okay, some stone arrows, and then some iron. Anytime you get arrows, it's a nice little bonus. Okay, so medical supplies are still rolling wrong. There's a bookcase, gave me some tin paper, so that was an unlucky roll. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. There's a gun safe, that's what we were looking for. So let's go ahead and break into it. Let me loot this real quick and get my 72 dukes, I guess. Okay. Okay, not too bad. This is the gun safe roll. We got a 136 9mm and 79 7.62 in this case. It has a bunch of different ammos that it's able to roll from, but it also can roll mods, schematics, perk books. It can roll money. It can roll melee weapons. It can roll guns. It can roll armor. It can roll parts, and it can roll the rare drop table. So the safes can roll a bunch of different groups, or from a bunch of different groups, which is kind of cool. Gives them a lot of diversity and gives them pretty solid loot. I mean, the loot tables that it naturally will roll from the gun safe is pretty solid. There's a lot of good things that comes from them. However, there's other things to be considered as well, which would be, let's open this anyway, which is something that I'm kind of looking into still, but okay, we got some forged ahead books, perfect. Let's see if I have any medical supplies. No, it's still rolling, the rare drop table. Ammo pile, is that done yet? I think it might be done, but that rolled just gun parts, so we don't have too much coming from there. So this is a savage country box. We got 8 cloth, nothing too crazy, but it's something. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. Car parts, let's see. Oh, we got a cornmeal drop, so I'm gonna have to look into that. That could be just probably the odds not in our favor here, but working stiffs, let's see. 135 iron, so I mean, it's cool, but these aren't done yet, so I'm not gonna bother looting the main loot yet. Old trash again. Okay, yeah, I think this doesn't have anything in it normally, except for the rare drop table, because everything that I want to have the rare drop table, or to be able to access the rare drop table, kind of has it already. That, by the way, that coffee comes from the rare drop table, so I'm not going to bother looting that because that's already Let's try the car. Car should have everything done. Okay, so we got a cripple mod, kind of cool. We got some salmon as well. So it's not like crazy. I'm not done by any means, but I'm kind of hoping that this kind of gives a little bit of an insight as to what I've been doing, working on these different loot tables and trying to have all these different items accounted for. We got more steel arrows and crossbow bolts, kind of cool. But nothing like too crazy. It's okay. So we got a tactical assault rifle, and that's a possibility. Not a high possibility, as you can see. It's the only one we've gotten so far, but it's possible. And some paint. That's a rare drop table, and that's also a rare drop table. Let's see if there's anything else worth rolling. The water cooler, I don't know if it's been done yet, so yeah, that one's not done yet. But it'll give probably just murky water with the chance of giving regular water once I'm done with it. Oh, we got a rare drop table of a treasure map, kind of cool. We can, oh, that one's, oh, whatever. It's just rare drop table. That's what happens if you roll the rare drop table. So we got working stiffs, we got robotic parts. More parts, and some car parts gave us coffee, which is rare drop table. I don't know. I might have to look back into those boxes and make sure that there's enough other loot chances. Oops, that there's other loot items that it would actually give us some kind of a decent, like, because we want some bad loot. We don't always want good loot. That's the balancing part of the thing. I want to make sure that I'm giving good loot, but not all the time. Which, if I'm looking at this inventory and judging what's good and what's bad, there's a lot of good loot. There's a lot of things that are really good. Like, all this ammo is pretty good, and the weapon, of course. And these books are pretty good loot. These are pretty useful. But it definitely mostly has been pretty good in terms of loot, especially finding a treasure map. That is a very rare drop from the rare drop table. So yeah, so things like that I'm gonna have to look into, of course, as we go on. Eye candy. It's just there's a lot of things that have to be accounted for here, and there's just things that I haven't done yet and I will do, but I'm just kind of hoping that this gives you guys a little bit of an insight as to what I'm doing and the progress that I've gotten so far. So obviously it's not done yet. There's things that are rolling a little bit different from what they should be, but that's kind of the balancing nature of it. I will continue to look into it and try to balance out. So obviously I might end up having to remove the rare drop table from a pile of books just because finding shotgun shells in books is a little bit weird. So there will be some changes that will be happening, but it gives hopefully a good insight. Okay, so this is probably one of the better examples of what you can get, but somebody left, in this case, was cooking and the apocalypse happened and they left a freaking hobo stew in there, which was your meatloaf, I think. So that's probably, some of the ones are much more refined than others, and I'll look into it as time goes on. But generally speaking, we got a footlocker here. We found worn boots. Perfect. That's exactly what a footlocker should probably have, or something of that nature. Let's just try it again. Yeah, so there's things that are definitely broken. I just found 20 AT rockets, which is in the rare drop table. And then AP, which is also in the rare drop table. So I will have to definitely look into that and try to mitigate the chances the rare drop table actually procs. But Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of an insight as to what's going on in this state of my loot rework. There's a lot of changes that are going to happen in order for me to be able to release this and send it on its way. But yeah, it's a start. It's definitely a start, and I will continue to kind of play around with it. But I just wanted to show you guys an insight as to really what goes on behind, because every single thing has to be accounted for here. So if we go back just for the last like minute or so, so for this last little bit, let's just say, for instance, I have the infested done. All these infested caches are done. Granted, they're not balanced, but they're done. Let's see here. File cabinet. So you can see in the bookcase here, the bookcase has a ability to roll a unique. As a unique, it would be a treasure map. As a rare, it would be a rare drop table, but small. There's a different rare drop table for the size. And it would be able to roll a skilling book, perk book, schematics, and resource paper. Now, as you can see, there's no loot probability on any of these. I will probably have to add loot probabilities on them because resource paper should be the most common, whereas everything else should be much more rare. So this, I would want to probably go and make this an ultra rare. So we'll just do that here. So, and then that's got to be capital. So that would become an ultra rare item now, and it's things like that I have to then go, and now I would have to reload the game, and then we'd be able to apply the ultra rare roll on a rare drop table. Which, going back up to the top of my document here, you can see that you have your unique. It's a 0.01% chance. A scarce is a 0.1, which is 10% chance. 25% chance, 40% chance, 65% chance, and 90% chance for a common. So these numbers will probably have to be adjusted as well, and that will probably help a lot of my issues. A rare, I think I might want to happen less often than 40% chance, but generally speaking, this is kind of where I'm sitting right now, and I will definitely in the future work on changing percentages and whatnot going forward. But this is kind of just a little bit of an overview. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you do, let me know in the comments, or if you have any things that you want to see maybe in the loot table, or if you know of anything that's missing in the game and I haven't accounted for it, then let me know, and I can go ahead and refine it and even possibly add them to my loot rework so that it's accounted for. So whenever I do finish the loot rework and people get the ability to try it out, that it'll be accounted for and be in the game some way or another, depending on what the loot is. So I will see you in the next one, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like, and if you like this content and you want to see more of it, go ahead and subscribe. And in the comments, I cannot tell you enough, go ahead and post comments if you do like this type of video. I can do more of them if you would like to see them rather than seeing the play series, because I mean I can do the playtest series, but if you guys would rather see me doing things like this where I'm showing off the code and actually doing the code, or you want to see just other things like that, then I can definitely make that happen. But let me know in the comments what you think, and I'm curious to see what everybody thinks about this. So I will see you in the next one.